Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. It is exactly 8:15 this Monday morning, the 8th of September 2025, and let's kick off with our first story for the morning with Shomari Mukandjwa, spokesperson for the Congolese Solidarity Campaign, and we are looking at the CSC media statement suggesting that they are challenging Mbeki's unlawful DRC conference, a call to address his misleading claims on the Banyamulenge community. So let's dig into the story and find out why there is so much of resistance, where the Congolese activists are demanding former South African President Thabo Mbeki withdraw from DRC affairs. A very good morning to you, Shomari Mukandjwa. Lovely to have you on air. Welcome. And let's get talking about this serious matter.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to your viewers at home. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity as a Congolese Solidarity Campaign. Of course, as you said, we have issued our statement regarding the upheaval that is happening in our country and the involvement of so many players that are bringing nothing but suffering of the Congolese people. And that's why we have issued that statement. And yes, I think it's a view that is shared by many Congolese people regarding what former President Thabo Mbeki is trying to do. And we're asking him, of course, to abstain from Congolese matter. Let the Congolese people sit and decide what the future will hold for them, and not someone who has not given an opportunity or chance or being called to oversee the problem of the Congolese people.
Okay, one of the arguments that Mbeki has put forth, faced by the Banyarwanda, the people, Banyarwanda, is at the root of the region's conflicts. This assertion is widely disputed and deemed inaccurate by many observers and victims who are more familiar with the region's intricate realities through first-hand experience. So put that issue into context for us, please.
Thank you very much. Of course, former President Thabo Mbeki is misinformed on why the conflict in Congo is all about and how it started. We believe his statement or his belief is a manufacture of the Paul Kagame's and all these Tutsi elites who have put this into context to trying to sway the support of international community to say the issue, the root cause of the Congo conflict is the Banyamulenge people, or the so-called Banyamulenge or Banyarwanda, which is not true. The conflict in Congo started in 1996, as we all know, but it was before that. The Banyamulenge, as we understand, so-called Banyamulenge, are the refugees who left Rwanda in 1959, and they were settled in Mulenge. A place called Mulenge is a mountain Mulenge, and they stayed there, living with the local people in Mulenge. And in 1981, one of their students, who's called Gisaru Mwoza, is the one who wrote his thesis when he was doing his law in the University of Kisangani, and he wrote a term, the thesis called The People of Mulenge. Then, after writing this book, The People of Mulenge, Kambarage Nyerere, the former president of Tanzania, he started now lobbying about the people of Mulenge. It means those refugees who come in 1959 to be recognized as Aryan back then. He started going in the United Nations. There's a video about that. He spoke about the Banyamulenge people. Those are the people in Congo. They stay there for long. That is not true. We understand a person, when he comes in a country, he has to have a time, one time he must be recognized as a citizen. But you cannot be claiming a citizenship through violent means. Now, in 1971, Mobutu nominated Bisengimana Rwema, who is also another Tutsi, a refugee among those two Tutsi, and he became his director general in the presidency. it is him that this Ndimaka Rwema who started now issuing the presidential, we were signing the presidential decree, giving the citizenship en masse to Rwandan refugees. And Mobutu come to realize that later that no, there was a litany of inappropriate way of granting people citizenship. He withdrew the decree that gave them the citizenship to all these Banyarwanda. He said everyone acquire his citizenship as an individual and not a collective. So from there, they did not want that. They did not want that, and the problem started claiming citizenship, saying they are Congolese of the Banyamulenge people, while we know Mulenge is an area in Uvira district. It is in the Sheferi of Bavira. Now they claim the ancestral land is in Minembwe. Let's not confuse the two. If you say you are from Eastern Cape, like the former president Thabo Mbeki is from Eastern Cape, but he lives his whole life in Gauteng, can he claim an ancestral land in Gauteng? I don't think so. He is from Eastern Cape. His ancestral land is in Eastern Cape. He is a South African, of course, a resident of Gauteng as a resident of Gauteng. But when it comes to claiming his citizen, his ancestral land, he must go back to his province of origin. Therefore, if the Banyamulenge claim to be Banyamulenge, which is a mountain of Mulenge, the people of Mulenge, they cannot claim ancestral land in Minembwe. Minembwe is in the Kivu district. Yes.
All right. To simplify it, we also understand that there's a statement which suggests that the current situation compares to the former president's stance on Israel's action against Palestinians following attacks attributed to Hamas. Would you agree with that statement?
No, I'm saying what we meant to say here is that if indeed the former president, his statement is in support of the Palestinian people, he cannot now therefore to say the Banyamulenge people has got a legitimacy of claiming whatever they are victims, because they are the one killing people. They've been killing our people since 1996. They have burned people in Makobola. They killed people in Katogota, burning people alive. I think we have put that into context. If indeed he is in support of the Palestinian people, now he cannot give his support to the Banyamulenge, because what the Banyamulenge are doing, the Rwandan government, because they are being supported by the Rwandan government, what the Rwandan government doing, using the Banyamulenge as a proxy, he cannot claim that the Hamas is a victim. I mean, Israel is a victim, and the Hamas are the criminal in whatever is happening. And that is what we are trying to put into context. It means the Banyamulenge with the Rwandan government are killing the Congolese people. Congolese people are the victims, and not Rwandan and the Banyamulenge being a victim, as he's trying to portray that.
Let's look at the situation from a colonialist point of view. And we do know that when the entire Africa was colonized back in the day, lots of new borders were redrawn. And I guess the current situation can be attributed directly to the white supremacist colonialism, because they came into Africa and created lots and lots of havoc. But let me read a statement to you, and then you can you can agree with it or disagree with it. The colonial history of Africa involved European powers drawing borders and categorizing tribes. Very importantly, drawing borders and categorizing tribes, meaning that they might have formed new tribes. In the Congo context, it notes that while the Nilotic Tutsi were recognized in population counts during colonial times, there was no tribe specifically identified as Banyamulenge. And according to the records of the Belgian administrators, who themselves documented approximately 450 tribes in the entire Congo. How do you respond to that?
We are saying...
Are you still with us?
Sorry, come on.
Carry on, please.
Yes. I'm saying that is what we put in the context, trying to clarify, to say the Banyamulenge is an ethnic group that existed in Congo for 1,000 years, according to what former President Thabo Mbeki believes. We said no, the Banyamulenge were not there when the Belgium administrator counted 450 Congolese tribes. They were not there. Of course, there were Tutsi who were counted, the Tutsi Nilotic who were counted during the Congolese the demarcation of Africa, what is 1985. We don't deny that. But a tribe called Banyamulenge, it was never been there. It is appeared in 1981 when Pizarro Muhoza wrote his tales when he was doing his master's, and he wrote about the people of Mulenge. So we cannot say it's a tribe that existed in Congo in 1,000 years as they are trying to portray him, portray it. And we said this narrative that the former President Thabo Mbeki is using now is a narrative that was created by former President of Tanzania, Julius Kambarage Nyerere, because they wanted to create an empire called Hima Empire of the Tutsi in the Central African, in the east part of Africa. That is the war that we witness in Congo. The war in Congo is not because the Banyamulenge are being discriminated. We said no. If they are being discriminated, how do you become a former vice president of the country if you are discriminated? How do you become a director general in the president if you are discriminated? How do you become minister of international, let's say, external relations, which was held by Bizima Nakara? How, if you are discriminated, how do you become the national minister of infrastructure if you are discriminated? How do you become chief of police? How do you become a general of army? In all this, you have occupied many posts, strategic posts in the entire government structure, and you're still claiming that you are being discriminated. What do you want else to be given for you to be recognized as you are now Congolese? What else?
Okay.
Because we have got 450 tribes, and other tribes, they never even become a district manager. They don't claim that we have to take arms now for us to start fighting.
Let's just change direction of the discussion. I think this is something important we need to focus on. Thabo Mbeki's portrayal of Mobutu as the architect of the Mai Mai movement, claiming it was established solely to terrorize the Banyamulenge. How do you respond to that? And we do know back in the day that the Mai Mai did create a lot of havoc in your country.
Yes, the Mai Mai was creating the havoc is just a narrative of like what is former President Thabo Mbeki is trying to portray them. I can tell you, most of the people who survived in Congo were survived because of the Mai Mai who make them flee the country. Let me put this into context. When the war broke in 1996, many people were protected by this called by Mai Mai. They were not killed by Mai Mai. The Mai Mai narration of starting killing the people, it started here in 2002 when it came to Sun City. That's how the narration of Mai Mai are killing people started. It was never been like that. We know our history very well. If you wanted to know about the apartheid, anyone who comes from outside of South Africa who wants to know about apartheid, you cannot ask a Malawian to tell him what is apartheid all about or what's apartheid. You will ask a South African who suffered that. And that's why we are saying we were to correct that narrative of saying Mai Mai was created by Mobutu. Mobutu never created the Mai Mai. The Mai Mai started, it was a movement emerged from after the killing of Lumumba in 1961. There was a person called Pierre Mulele, who was a minister of education during Lumumba. And after the killing of Lumumba, it is Pierre Mulele in Kwilu province, which is now Bandundu, which was Bandundu now is Kwilu, is a Kwilu province now. He's the one who started the movement there. After having mobilized the people, they called themselves Simba Mai. After that, they went to Kisangani, they captured the city of Kisangani, and when they were defeated in Kisangani, they flew from Kisangani, they came southward to South Kivu in Fizi province, in the Fizi district, which is South Kivu. In Fizi now, they were starting called the Mai Mai Simba Mulele. That's where they started. And Mobutu was fighting with those people for years until he was removed from power in 1997.
Right, let's wrap up now. We do need to hang up. I do have my next guest online, but let me ask this question. The demand from your organization, Congolese Solidarity Campaign, is that former South African President Thabo Mbeki withdraw from DRC affairs. How will that, number one, do you think that that would happen, that he withdraws? And number two, how will that then change the narrative going forward regarding the people of the Congo is concerned?
Yes, our demand is very simple. Our demand is that the former president, of course, he tried to have a conversation in 2002, which we believe it was a solidifying of people who are not Congolese to become Congolese. Number two, in that very same Sun City talks, it was not a negotiated matter. It was a matter being imposed on us, because you cannot negotiate with someone holding a gun and you are empty-handed. Congolese had no means to defend themselves. But these Banyamulenge, so-called, they were having guns, they were supported, they had taken a part of land, territory, fighting like how they are doing now, they have captured Goma. So we said this process of 4+1, one president and for four vice presidents, never bring us to anywhere. That's why we are still having a problem. If we can reflect a little bit, you'll see the peace that was negotiated in Burundi with the former president, it is holding. Why his peace negotiation in Congo never hold? Because he has got a position. His position is supporting the Rwanda, is supporting the Mai, the Banyamulenge, giving them all the platform that they deserve. That's why he's calling the M23 here a movement that is killing our people to negotiate with them. Okay, if that is good, why is he not inviting the Congolese civil movement, who are in South Africa, also to take part in these negotiations, so-called negotiations? He never do that. Why is he inviting criminals and leaving the people who are terrorized by this? We don't want to come again to just to solidify or to give them the opportunity for them to come and they rule people whom they are killing every day. The killer become the ruler of their victims. We don't want that one. That's why we said he must stay out of the matter of the Congolese people. The Congolese people will chart a way forward for themselves. We don't invite him. He was never invited. He must concentrate his effort in South Africa, where he initiated a talk, which again he has stepped away to say, because it's not a civilian driven. We also want a civilian driven and not a political driven negotiation.
And that's where we leave it. Thank you indeed, Shomari. Mukandjwa, Congolese Solidarity Campaign, calling for former South African President Thabo Mbeki to withdraw from the affairs of the DRC. That brings us to 8:33. This is News and Views on Salam Media.